we have talented guys here. We have all-star players. We have lottery picks. We have NBA rotational players. There's an ingredient that you look for to find a way to overachieve. And it starts there, right? The NBA is a long, grueling season. And if you guys don't have guys who are dedicated to the competition, it can be miserable, right? If you have guys that are dedicated to the competition, you'll win your fair share of games, because there's going to be nights that you come across somebody who doesn't have that same spirit. So that's why I think it's important, that we dive into that spirit and we continue to push it through our guys. And I think that watching our training camp and watching these practices, you see it from top to bottom. Everybody's engaged in that spirit of competition. I'm excited about our group, to be honest with you. I know, there's expectations are low, but I'm confident that our guys will outreach those expectations, and we'll put a lot of pressure on people. I can't give you a number, but what I can tell you is at the end of every single night, our fan base and our organization will be proud of the way that our guys represented themselves on the court. And that's our first building step.
D-Man, what are you looking for? They have no idea who their starters are going to be 2 weeks from now. What do you look for Bickerstaff to be able to do over the beginning of the season?
I think the Cavs are going to be all right, at least for their first two games. I think they'll do well against the Charlotte Hornets and then in Detroit, because I have Cleveland, Detroit, Charlotte down there in the lower batch of the Eastern Conference, and I'm certainly not the only one. But you know what? Here's the thing. J.B. Bickerstaff is a breath of fresh air. Think about what the Cavs were starting with last year. John Beilein, Dan Gilbert finally got his Michigan man to coach his team. Well, it turned out to be an unmitigated disaster. Beilein was 14-40. And thank goodness they got him out of here, or he quit before the season ended so that Bickerstaff could come in, finish it out with 11 games. They went 5-6 and looked a lot different than they did under Beilein. So I'm excited just for the fact that Bickerstaff gets, the reins to start the season. He doesn't have to come in at the back end of it. It's his team. And, there's no doubt the Cavs face an uphill climb because the top 7 or 8 teams in the Eastern Conference are good. It's not a layup of a conference anymore. It's not a bunch of cupcakes like it used to be where the Western Conference reigned. So the East is good, and it's going to be tough for the Cavs to ascend, but I like their chances under Bickerstaff to get better by the week. And I think by the end of this year, I'm hoping at least that we'll have a feel that the Cavs are finally ready to make a move on a playoff spot in 2021, 2022.